Anyway, Chuck Grassley with 20 points, exactly 1/2 of Abington's total.
Again, Ken Cool brings the ball in.
Flowers pulling up for the jumper. It won't fall in there. A couple of Eagles going for the board. Michael Evans pulling it down and getting the bucket. Evans now with 12 points. 57-40 Norristown.
Evans having a fine game, Alan, especially here in this second half.
Flowers knocking the ball out of bounds, going for the steal. You know, I think Howard Flowers is actually about an inch shorter than Chuck Grassley.
Oh, what a steal by Flowers.
Knocks it right back into the hands of Jeff Carter.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Evans almost coming up with the ball now. Abington still having problems controlling the ball tonight.
Evans called for a kickball.
Parlett's inbounding it.
The Eagles are tenacious on defense.
And they've pretty much stayed in their man-to-man tonight.
Some kind of debris on the floor. It's a marble or a
coin.
A coin.
One of the Abington coaches pointed it out. I don't think fans sometimes realize how dangerous that is. A player is running, he's stopping so quickly. Any item on the floor, you go sliding and it's over.
That's so foolish. I mean, you can cause serious injury to a player or an official. That's just uncalled for.
47 minutes to go in this ball game. Norristown having this one in their back pocket. That was Jarrett Teller with his first field goal attempt and his first bucket of the evening. Oh, and that one goes down for Jeff Thompson. 20 points for Jeff now.
Thompson, with that great leaping ability, just has the power to stay in the air, wait for the defender to fall.
I was going to say, you know, he has excellent hang time.
Similar to another Norristown great, Darren Queenan. 3-point play that time by Grasty.
And by the way, for those that don't know where Darren Queenan is, I believe he's playing in the, or I know he's playing in the Continental Basketball Association, I believe for the Charleston Gunners. And I believe as of this past Monday, he was the 5th leading scorer in the league, and a lot of NBA teams are starting to take a look at him.
The foul's going to be on number 35, Jared Teller. Ken Cool draws the blocking foul. Guy Orlino back into the ball game.
My favorite name here tonight. Sounds like he should be leading a band.
Guy Orlino and the Four Saints?
Yeah. Just a thought. I thought you promised an exciting game if I came and did this one.
6:17 to play in this barn burner. 59-45.
Kenny Cool now with 19. By the way, we should mention that the usual partner for Jeff Brandon here decided to take this game off for skiing of all things.
If you believe that.
Water Fry, can't believe it. I hope you're going to let him hear about this.
Oh, absolutely. I'll tell you, if he didn't have money invested, I think he would have rather been here.
Jeff Thompson, or excuse me, make that number 40. Yes, it was Jeff Thompson coming up, going for the steal, knocking the ball out here. Norristown suddenly going to the press.
I don't know what the foul's going to be. Might be, oh, he says tripping him.
Tripping. Grassley really hit the deck hard that time. They're going to be inbounding the ball right in front of us here at half court. Teller throwing it in. You know, some fans may be watching this game and saying, well, Norristown's got a 16-point lead. Why are they going to the press now? But you've got to remember, 1 week to playoffs start. This is the time to get your team finely tuned.
Oh, Mayers with a swat.
I'll tell you, Howard Flowers, inadvertent hand slap right across his face that time, delivering the blow. Our buddy Guy Orlina. Flowers heading to the line. He has 5 points all in the first half. In case you're just tuning in, Norristown up only 29-28 at halftime. They put the game away, though, in the third quarter, currently 61-45.
Flowers misses the attempt, but Richard Mayers keeps it alive. Thompson on the follow-up is fouled, and he'll go to the line now, shooting 2 this time.
Foul that time on Guy Orlina, his 3rd of the ball game. Thompson kind of just flicks his wrist and launches the ball when he goes to the line. No follow through like all the coaches always are harping on you. Kind of shovel shots it.
He makes them both, though.
22 points now for Jeff Thompson. Leading scorer in this game, Chuck Grasty with 23. Grasty with the ball right now for Abington, 63-45. Well, looks
Unfortunately
like
for Abington, the Eagles have 2 20-point scorers in this game. Oh! Jeff Thompson, another block shot.
Well,
It'll be Abington's ball.
He saw Richard Mayer do it the last time down the floor. He wanted to get in on the act.
Nice feed that time into Grasty, who got the easy jumper.
Kenny Cool down in the left corner looking for some help. Goes back to Flowers at the top of the key. Flowers rifles that pass inside, intended for Thompson, picked off by Grasty. 5 minutes to play in the game. Hughes. Bounced out. Hughes coming up with it again. No. Oh, nice shot. A lucky shot, too. Banking it off the glass and it kisses through.
Yeah, Hughes did have a little luck that time. A little shovel shot.
Abington still playing man-to-man. Some shoving down low. It's going to probably go against Jackman, I believe. Or, excuse me, Lockman.
That's who it is.
Yeah, number 43. It is against Lockman. Heading to the line, Richard Mayers. He has just 2 points this evening.
Evans that time stepped on the end line. Eagles up by 14, make it 12 now that Hughes' shot goes through. Still 4:16 to play in this game. Eagles can't rest on their laurels yet.
Oh. Once again, Jeff Parlitz is just right on top of Kenny Cole. It didn't matter. He just put it right up on top of him.
18 feet from the baseline. It went through like it was a Saturday afternoon at practice.
22 points apiece now for Jeff Thompson and Kenny Cole. Eagles up 65-51. Steal that time. Michael Evans going strong to the hole. He lays it up and in. Evans now with 14 points in this ball game.
That time Evans used his head. Evans is capable of slamming the ball, as are several other Norristown players, but Grasty got back in time to prevent that. Mayer's a good job to use his body to get the easy 2.
Hughes picks it up, bangs it off the backside of the rim, falls free for a second. Going up and coming down with it, though, is Richard Mayers, and we have a whistle. Mayers should be heading to the line. Foul being called on Andy Lockman, his second.
You can see the upper body strength that Richard Mayers possesses. He is really broad across the shoulders.
Norristown taking a timeout now. 3:20 to play, 67-51. Mayers is a junior, correct?
I believe so, yes. Eagles doing a good job here in the fourth quarter of maintaining that advantage, not letting the Ghosts get a string of points together to get themselves back into this ball game.
Night and day difference, though, between the Eagles squad we saw in the first half and the one we've seen thus far in the second.
Absolutely. The only thing I would say in caution about that is if they come out in the playoffs like that, it may cost them.
Yeah, you'll get smoked by a better team. Eagles well on their way to their 20th victory in 22 outings this year, and avenging one of their only 2 losses. The other one, of course, coming at the hands of Plymouth Whitemarsh in the finals of the Triangle Tournament.
And they beat that team this year, too.
True. And that was only, I believe, a 2-point game. PW beating them in the final seconds.
Mayers misses the front end of his 1-and-1 off the heel of the rim.
Harlots from 3-point land around the rim, no good. And Grasty, only 5'8", but plays much bigger, getting in there. 27 points now.
Oh, it's good position that time by Grasty.
Hughes and Flowers going at it at the midcourt line. Flowers will be taking a trip now to the charity stripe.
While we have a moment, I'd like to remind you folks, this will be our final broadcast of the season. According to PIAA rules, school districts must pay to videotape PIAA playoff games. And you wouldn't believe how exorbitant the fees are, and they're really cost prohibitive to a station such as ours, which is owned by the school district, funded by the school district, and is nonprofit.
That's right, and we are certainly true examples of the nonprofit ethic here. You've gotten your paychecks the last 10 years, haven't you?
Yeah, oh yeah. I've made a bundle.
Yeah.
Flowers makes them both.
It really is a shame, though, because I think the PIAA has to amend their rules, especially when you're showing a game on a tape-delayed basis. And as you said, there's no commercial advertising. So really, the only thing that's costing anyone is the school to tape the game. Yet the PIAA doesn't see it that way. I think we should have gotten their address so the people can send their cards and letters. We've done enough complaining about it.
Eagles ripped that one down. Michael Evans does a good job on the boards. Jeff Thompson, another bucket.
24 for Jeff Thompson, 16 in the second half. 71-53, 2:22 to play.
And the Eagles very quickly creeping towards their season average of about 78 points a game. That three-pointer from Hughes was short. And this game is all but over, folks. 18-point lead for Norristown.
Well, with 4.5 minutes to play, Abington had gotten to within, I believe it was 15 points.
Eagles now spreading the floor. Content to eat up some precious time. Cool, wide open, dishes to Thompson.
Joel Jones there trying to get it back. Oh, and there should be a whistle here. That time, Lockman and Jones have been going at it all night long. Lockman, a flagrant push that time, sending Jones hard to the deck. Unfortunately, no one saw it except the fans and the coaches.
I tell you what, if Joel Jones gets a chance, he's going to, oh boy, he did not look happy when he got up off the floor. Good job by Jones to maintain his composure.
And we're getting ready for more substitutions for Norristown. Coming into the game, number 25, Jeff Thomas, along with number 11, Lou Simmons, taking a seat on the bench. Jeff Thompson, he goes down with 24 points and a nice standing ovation here for Jeff Thompson. Also taking a seat on the Eagles bench, Howard Flowers, he takes a seat with 7 points. Kenny Cool at the line, that gives him 23.
And there is 1:27 to play in this ball game. Cool with a chance to widen the Norristown lead to 20, and he does. That's the biggest advantage of the game. Oh, horrible shot.
Simmons. And it falls through for Kamel Stevens.
Good job by Stevens to be patient on that shot. Let the first defender pass, then put the layup in. Rebound by Jeff Thomas. And we're under a minute to play. Off the hands of Lou Simmons, out of bounds.
Another substitution for Norristown as Kenny Cool takes a seat on the bench. Priest Ramsey coming in to spell him in the game's final minute. Kenny Cool, who was honored at the pregame ceremony for becoming Norristown's all-time leading scorer tonight, 24 points, sharing top scoring honors with Jeff Thompson for the Eagles. Fans start piling out in the Norristown Gymnasium. 24 seconds to go, ball out of bounds right in front of us. It's going to be Abington ball.
Lou Simmons looks behind his back to Priest Ramsey. Ramsey not afraid to jam the ball. 11 seconds to play here. The crowd starting to depart. A little distracting to the players. Oh, Priest Ramsey, look at him. Trying to size up the basket, but he was called for the foul. Nine seconds remaining in the game. The announcement just made that Norristown will be the host team in their first round of the playoffs. And the final score, folks, Norristown up on top, 75-54. The Eagles end their season with a big win here at home against the Ghosts of Abington. Alan and I will be back in just a moment to wrap up this game for you.
I think we better wait a minute.
Our final score is 75-54, and the Eagles, quite an impressive performance in that second half, Alan. I tell you, they had a 1-point advantage, 29-28 at halftime, and they just put this game out of reach in that third quarter and coasted to a victory.
You know, Kenny Cool kept the Eagles in this game when they were really struggling in the second quarter when he pumped in 8 of his 24 points. In the third quarter, though, it was Jeff Thompson that put them up for good and really iced this game away. Jeff Thompson had 8 points at halftime, came alive, though, 24 points to share scoring honors with Norristown's Kenny Cool.
I tell you, Thompson and Cool are going to be quite a tandem to contend with in the playoffs this year. And I think that this Norristown squad has a legitimate shot at winning the district title for the first time since the days of Darren Queenan. This could be the team that does it, no doubt about it.
Well, I think you're looking at a well-balanced team. As you said, it has 2 prolific scorers in Cool and Thompson, but you're also looking at some balanced scoring. I mean, the 8 to 10 to 12-point contributions. Tonight we saw Michael Evans come in with a strong 14 points. Howard Flowers chipped in with 7. Joel Jones only 2, but Joel Jones really isn't there for his scoring ability. He's there to control the boards.
Absolutely.
And you're looking at Kamel Stevens and Richard Mayers. Each came off the bench with 2 points each for Norristown. Eagles tonight picking up their 20th victory of the season. More importantly, they avenged a loss, one of their only 2 losses this year, coming at Abington in overtime. And as we heard late in this ball game, by winning this contest, they are going to be seated probably second in District 1 playoffs, and that means that they get to host their first game, and boy, that sure is important.
Absolutely. The advantages of playing here in Norristown Gymnasium, I think, can be underestimated. This is a big place, one of the nicest areas to play basketball in this entire region. And in fact, Norristown will play host to other games, I'm sure, that don't involve the Eagles because it is such a fine facility. And when the fans come out to support them, this place can really rock. And I hope that all of you who are watching plan on attending the playoff games. As we said, we won't be televising them. We wish we could bring them to you, but we can't. It costs a little bit too much money, we're afraid to say. But please come out in person because this is an exciting Norristown club and has a legitimate shot, certainly, to win the districts and could go a long way in the state playoffs.
That's true. I really think this is an excellent team. The last great team they had here as far as the District 1 playoffs and the eventual champions, the Darren Queenan-led squad, 83-84. Before that, It was the Steve Bono, Billy Smith squad back in 79-80. So Norristown's about due. As we saw tonight, let's see, Norristown tonight played 10 players. I'd say John Cresswell has absolute total confidence in at least the first 8 or 9 of them to put them in any time in the ball game, and that is what makes the difference come playoff time. It's everybody has the one big gun, the Kenny Cool, the Jeff Thompson, but what happens when that gun gets into foul trouble, or even when some of the key not so notable starters get into some foul trouble? You've got to go to your bench, and the bench wins it come playoff time.
Well, you take a look at a Ken Cool who scored 24 points tonight. And the defense is always keying on him. He always has somebody who's playing him man-to-man. He's always facing the triangle and 2 or the box and 1. Cool is outstanding in that respect. His ability to do those types of things with the defensive coverage that he gets is outstanding.
That's true. For Abington tonight, high man Chuck Grasty, 27 points led both teams. After that, not too much going. Jeff Carlitz and Jason Hughes with 6 points apiece. We're looking at Andy Lockman and Dave Watts with 4. Guy Orlina, still one of my favorite names, and Jared Tella, a bucket apiece, along with Chris Coles, also 2 points. And finally, Michael Giles with 1 point. Final score, 75-54. Abington coming up on the short end here at Norristown.
I tell you what, folks, is there any symbolism to us having the lights turned out on us here?
That's
the end of another season for Norristown High boys basketball.
And not only that, but they take the tables away as you speak. It's really incredible. I expect them really to start packing up the floor any second. By the way, I just want to say thanks to, after all these years, we've been doing these games since 1979. I first did them with Greg Dubner and then John Doyle. For the last 7 years, I've had the pleasure of doing them with you. Occasionally the pleasure, I should say. And, of course, your brother-in-law, Walter Fry, who decided to go skiing here tonight instead of showing up for this game.
He was with us the last 3 years.
That's true, and I'd like to thank, and I'm sure you would too, Tony Coya, who has always been there, except when the games are, as we said, it's either cold outside or it's a Friday night. Sam Goldbrith, who is running camera right now this very second, and all the fine people up in Norristown that have put up with us and helped us do these games for free all these years. And I believe that now that we are through and we are retiring, we are getting pension checks, are we not?
That's right. There's an annuity that's been building up for the last 9 years, and it should have us comfortably set for the rest of our lives.
Either that or maybe it'll buy us a free pizza. You never know.
We haven't decided which we'll do. Folks, thank you for joining us. It's been a pleasure bringing you Norristown High boys basketball this season. This has been an exciting Eagles team. They finished their season 20-2 regular season. They're on to the playoffs. I hope you'll come out and support them. For Alan Riley, I'm Jeff Brandon. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next season. It's going to be a great year, though, so don't give up on these Eagles yet.